Hey and welcome folks, it's Mark Rolton. I'm coming to you from the centre of Masslands HQ. I want to give you a reminder that it's that time where you and I start saving some serious money and making some big steps forward in terms of finance. Yes, it's about May, and it's time that you and I start getting clear on how much money you and I can save in tax. By receiving this video, obviously you're a part of our loved database and our nurtured people. It's obviously part of the Massland program. And I want to remind you that wealth is not so much about how much you're making. I see it all the time. People come to me and they say, I'm making 200 grand, I'm making 300,000 bucks a year. And they wear it like a badge of honour. But really, when someone's earning 150, 250 a year, it ends up being the taxman gets half of it. And that's completely insane. I'm not against tax evasion, and I'm certainly not supporting tax evasion, and nor would I ever endorse it. But I never want to pay $1 more than I have to. Now, property. Keeping more wealth each year is just downright intelligent. And so many people don't realise how simple that is, how much it actually saves them physically, and nor do they even pay attention to the market. Right now, things are absolutely screaming along. We are being inundated today with not just buyers of just residential retail property. We're being hit hard with demand from UBs, both public and private companies stretched across the nation. We are at all-time high demand. That tells you and I a lot about the market. As gold starts to plummet and fall in value, and it will continue to do so for the next 6-8 months, you can watch my words on that one, it tells us something, that the markets are starting to stabilise. Market sentiment, confidence is growing. Why? Because when the gold price falls through the floor, it really face it folks, it means that people are more confident in what's going on. When do we reach for gold? When do we clutch for security? When things are going bad. And think about it, it's been the backbone of currency for not just decades folks, centuries. We've been buying gold coins and chunks of gold for centuries when things go bad. When it's sort of like it's unstable, we're not too sure, we reach for gold, and that's when prices spike. The fact that gold's now starting to settle and go down in value means that capital is going back into markets. Annuities, derivatives, share market, real estate. It means those active asset bases are being more and more pursued. So folks, this is now the time to shift gears. It is May. How much are you going to give Julia Gillard this year? And my question to you is, are you going to be happy about that? Most people today have no idea what they can save in tax. And as I said before, wealth is about how much you are keeping physically, not shelling out the largest expense being tax. So my comment to you is this. It's time to move, folks. This is your call to action. Grab hold of the knowledge you have at your devices and say, you know what? I've got to make a move. I've got to do something about this. Whether you're earning 29 part-time, whether you're earning 64 or 550 grand a year, it's absolutely irrelevant. Tax is the largest expense in this nation. We are the 5th highest tax nation in the world. That tells you something about bad governance, about bad mismanagement of our funding. Look at the latest budget, folks. We've got an $18 billion deficit. How do they fix that? They keep slugging you and I in business and private enterprise with more and more taxes. How do you alleviate that? How do I remove myself from that? You take care of your own taxes. You buy real estate. So if you're thinking about it right now, hey, listen, I've got parts of curiosity about this, or whether it's time that you actually get off your butt, folks, just activate it and do it now. I have a very limited, not being cute here, I have a very limited number of blocks of land right now that are actually registered and ready to settle before the end of the tax year. What does that mean to you? It means you're going to keep somewhere between about 12 and 16,000 more this financial year in your pocket, by way of offsetting that through the tax advantages. So my comment to you is, grab hold of the telephone, send an email to my team, inquiries@massland.com.au, or pick up the telephone 0755 317822. Ring Leon and say, buddy, listen, I know Mark's got 9 blocks that are registered that I can actually settle on before the end of the financial year. And you'll save yourself, as I said, somewhere in the order between $12,000 and $16,000, and you would have been necessarily giving to the taxman or Julia. So folks, this is your call to action. Grab hold of it. Do something. Be in charge of your own rescue. It's not just going to happen sitting there watching CSI Home and Away. It takes an active participation. It takes a decision from you. So, my ethos has been from day one is I'm always in charge of my own wealth. Now it's your turn to activate that same decision. Grab the telephone, send an email and say, listen, I don't know what to do, I don't know the steps, I don't own any property, or I've got a few bucks, or I've got a bit of equity. Hey, listen, get me into one of these 9 blocks. And as I said, they've already registered, and they're now going to settle before the end of the tax year, saving you some bucks that you ordinarily would have given away if you were hard labour. So this is Mark Rolton signing off. Have a terrific afternoon. Look forward to working with you more in the future, and I can't wait to catch up with you soon. Have a great day. Bye for now.